was frowned upon by people who didn't even play against Bradman. Them said cricket can't be like that. The establishment of cricket. I go further. The West Indies team of the 1980s was severely criticized for what they were doing with the four-prong pace attack, to the point where the cricket establishment limited the amount of bouncer you can bowl to batsmen across the world. Hold on, let me destroy your little fool argument.
But you said something a while ago.
No, man, I am saying that no team has ever taken fast, brutal, short pitch bowling more to a more higher level than the West Indies 80s team. Right. And cricket establishment decided.
It was allowed for a longer period.
No. Lord have mercy. No. I am saying short. But you make case and kill you. Short ball bowling was so heavily frowned upon that they said to the West, the ICC said, we cannot have this. We are only limiting you to one bouncer per batsman per over. They weren't protecting Bradman. They were protecting what they thought cricket was about. Absolute rubbish.
Yeah, when did one bouncer per over came in?
That is, I think, somewhere in the 90s.
In the 90s. And
yes.
West Indies ruled the rules.
In the 80s.
Besides the 90s, I just make up my mind, sir.
No, I'm saying West Indies ruled the rules in the 80s.
But I think the counter is that he's saying that it's not about protecting Bradman. They want to protect cricket.
Cricket
so
is why
that's why they.
Nice, bro.
That's why he's saying the West Indian bowlers used to bowl hostile.
And them limit them to one bouncer per over. You know, see the man argument there.
Mr. Higgins came on national radio to say that the Babylon team was to target that Bradman.
It was.
Yes,
it was.
So what I'm saying to you, what I know. So what I'm saying to you, I can draw the conclusion that if Dan Bradman was not in that team, there would be no short pitch bowling.
And you're probably right.
Right. So that means that if you're going to give the people a protection against sporting star in a team, you are right. We say they do that to protect Pele, but you have to also say that they protected Dan Bradman.
Yeah, when they frowned upon it, they were trying to. Oh, I see where you're coming.
Yes, so I'm going wrong.
Yeah.
I am saying what they were protecting was cricket.
All right.
Well, Bradman benefited from.
Hold on.
Bradman. No. I'm saying that series. The thing go on for that series there, no?
Yeah.
No. Stop it.
But it was only done to Bradman. He's saying it was only done to Bradman
because of how special he was.
Yes, what I'm saying to you.
So Badger is hold on, Badger. So you're now saying that when they were hitting out against it, it's even though they might not directly thinking that it was protecting Bradman, it eventually protected Bradman.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, man. That's where
no. I'm saying in the history.
No, but Orville, if Bradman, hold on, Badger, give me a chance to the argument. If Bradman was 99 and when them come in the Battleline series, they come down to 50.
Yes.
And then people start throwing us a cricket for play like that.
Yes.
It means it helped to boost Bradman average going back up.
No.
Because
not all the teams in world cricket could find 3 or 4 fast bowlers.
Can bowl like that?
None at all.
Okay.
So India couldn't do it. A lot of other teams couldn't do it. England was the team that could. In the same way that West Indies was bowling a particular way in the 80s, that New Zealand couldn't do it, and enough other countries couldn't do it.
Mr. Mathews,
yes.
Dan Bradman played 5 matches against.
Also, his main opponents was England in any case.
Was England.
So if they allow it, him average with a lesser.
Thank you very much, sir.
And that's the point I'm making.
Yes.
Fair point.
When England tried it last match, it was tough. So India, who's a lesser team, West Indies and so, who just come in the cricket, would not have tried that, brother. Because
can they do have the bowlers?
Yes, what big bad England went through. But I give you more. When that man retired and so on, fast bowling, sharp pitch bowling became more prominent.
No.
I mean, no.
No. One team took it to a level, and that was West Indies.
No.
India were still bowling spinners. Australia at the time had Thompson and Lilly as well.
Yes.
But New Zealand was about spinners. India was about spinners. When you go over Pakistan, it was about spinners. Cricket never changed.
Zidane, go and familiarize yourself.
Australia and the West Indies.
Go and familiarize yourself, Zidane, with fire down Babylon.
All right.
Go down there and then brought them up with fast bowling.
Yeah, West Indies were doing it because they learned the hard way from Australia.
But Zidane, ironic that the person from Australia.
All right, here what? Bradman was protected, so was Lara.
Ironic that the person.
All right, here what, Badger? Me give you that. Bradman was protected, so was Brian Lara. By the time Brian Lara came around, he only could bowl one bouncer over.
What saying to you, Zidane.
So all the other
ironic.
batsmen in world cricket were
Listen,
protected
what
as
me
well.
say about
So Bradman's average came down.
Listen what me say now.
Everybody else's average would have come down as well.
Listen what me say now.
Yeah.
How ironic it is, Zidane, that the person from Australia who used to ball about Dan Bradman, they at Lillian Thompson, they were allowed to bowl fast.
No, man, Lillian Thompson.
People
No.
came after Dan Bradman retire.
Lillian.
Came after Dan Bradman retire, sir. So them ball
Badger
about
here.
it because of Bradman.
Lord,
And
but you
Bradman
keep
retire
going
now,
on and on.
they were allowed to.
Lillian Thompson were not targeting anybody at all, you know.
See that?
Lillian Thompson were just fast bowlers, generally.
Yes, and licking people down left, right, and center.
If that happened, it
After Dan
happened.
Bradman-
But I'm saying...
After Dan Bradman gone. You see them stay?
No, I think the point Badger is making that when it happened to Bradman, then there was a big
Zidane,
argument about
no,
it.
it wasn't about just fast bowling, you know.
It was about Jesus,
it wasn't just about fast bowling. It was about basically leg side bowling.
Zidane, you're not got for leg side.
No, because they changed the rule that after they can have more than 3 men behind square now. In other words, what they used to do is bowl 8 people on the leg side. Nobody now bowl after the stumps.
Zidane, what did you
And just bowl all day in your body. It wasn't it was cricket we couldn't play so.
All right, Badger, we'll leave it there, Badger. Your point was made.
I don't get the point.
We know, man, we know.
Because even...
Dan Bradman protected too.
All right, Dan Bradman protected. All right, so was Lara, by the way. Because since the 1990s, when them say only one bouncer per over, at them time the Lara make runs. So Dan and all the other batsmen after Bradman benefited from the one bouncer rule since then as well. Because you couldn't just put 8 people outside the leg stump, spend all the bowling round the wicket, bowling at a batsman's body. The cricket authorities said, listen, the game as it is can't survive like that. It wasn't just about targeting a batsman with short ball. So them say, all right, you said this leg side. As a matter of fact, they used to call it the leg side theory as well as the
Bodyline.
The bodyline, you know. It was about the tight. It was very negative. So all a batsman would be doing is ducking. Scoring wouldn't be happening. Cause every shot you play would be hook shot, and then just feel so that was reducing what run scoring would be about. And them said this can't work. Now I agree that the Englishman them decided to have Bradman them a target. But Bradman did not fail in that series, by the way. And then India and them country who couldn't do it.
I didn't have the ability.
Didn't have the ability either.
All right.
Anyway,
red shirt.
Yeah, bless up, Zizzo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Patrick, I'm glad you had this little salvo at the end of the conversation between you and
Badger.
you and Tapman there, you and Badger there, because you started initially when you started. I wanted to come and sort of straighten you out.
Yeah.
Because the 1930 bodyline series wasn't really so much about hitting the body. What people were complaining about was the restriction of runs.
That is what me talk about.
Yes? So initially when you started the conversation with Badger, you never really made...
No, because Badger wasn't giving me a chance to explain. Badger don't really understand the history of the cricket, you know. It's about if you bowl because some of the ball where you aim at the ball, round the wicket and aim at the ball, you go down the leg side, you know. And it was making run scoring. The man is about cricket can't play, so you have to bowl after the wicket people.
Exactly.
Yeah, you cannot, because if you bowl down the leg side in a man, but they have 8 man down the leg side, it means no other shot they can't play except hook shot, you know. So from first they go all the way to the half side, non-play. It was if you decide to go back to that, as a matter of fact, in a them time them say if you pitch outside leg stump, you can't out leg before, you know. Part of the reason why if you pitch outside leg, you can't out a batsman leg before. It's to discourage people from ball behind you, know.
But Patrick, it take too long to...
No, because Badger thought he was making a point and wasn't allowing somebody who understand the thing more than him to explain. That leg theory, as it was called, just would just restrict and dry up scoring.
It was just restricting.
Yes,
because it was not about the body.
No. In fairness, though,
hear me.
It was
76 and 80 miles an hour. You're not going to really hit your body too much. You're not going to restrict your runs because you...
No, man, it was about both. In fairness, though, you know. It was about both. All right, make the point.
Let me make my point. Really and truly, if you go back and look, a lot of those balls never hit Badman's body. A lot of those balls went down the leg side.
That's the point.
Never hit Badman on the body. Now, when in coming up to the 70s and 80s now, when West Indies now were aiming at the body with a faster ball, with 85, 90 mile an hour ball.
Yes.
It will lick the body.
No, but in fairness, no. I am going to be fair in the argument, The part of the problem was not just about the restriction of runs, although that was a significant part of it. And negative bowling, because if you're just bowling leg side, a team could make 100 runs for the day. Because cricketing technique is easier to hit from half to leg than from leg to half, So if the man is outside your half stump, you have a wider range of places to score.
A lot of batsmen those days weren't equipped to play a hook shot and pull shot. And
So I'm saying they were trying to say, listen, the game as we know it cannot be played like this. Half of it because of the deliberate targeting of a batsman, but the other half is that this would run into the game that just dry up. Outside leg. All the man have to do is come inside and duck, and then you could do that all day. No runs to make. 8 man, as I'm saying, they changed the rules of field in place to because you could have 5 man between square leg and fine leg. All a man could do was get a single round. So
and not so much man.
And now they must say no, you can't have more than 2 man behind square because you have to give batsmen an opportunity to score. And that is why leg spinners, you can't pitch outside the man leg and get him out leg before. All of that was part of the consideration.
Good.
So Badger have it right.
The ball was more hitting the body rather than more than...
Hold on, Rich. Hold on, we're coming back.
Omega Radio now presents Sports in a Minute. It's sponsored by Edgechem, Fosrich Group of Companies, Enibet, and Dangel's Auto Spares and Accessories. A masked intruder dragged the elite cyclist Mark Cavendish by his feet and held a Rambo-style knife to his throat. His wife was told a trap. Prosecutors have said men in Balaclava broke into the family home in Essex on November 27, 2021. 2 suspects deny 2 counts of robbery at Chelmsford Crown Court. That is Sports in a Minute. Omega Radio has just presented Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem for people who dream in color. Fosrich, we open on Sundays with special discounts on all items in store. Solar floodlights, water heaters, conduits, and more. Or visit fosrich.com and shop. Enibet, your best bet, reminds you to bet responsibly. And Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue in Kingston.
Shop with Hilo, it's so easy, no hassle, no more long lines. Shop with Hilo, Hilo online delivers to your door. Shop safe and secure when you're online. Debit or credit card, pay online. And if you're busy all day, Hilo makes it easy.
Now you can download the Hilo app, visit HiloFoodStoresJA.com and pay for your foods online using a debit or credit card, locally or overseas, and have them delivered from selected locations in Jamaica.
Hilo, it's so easy, pay and it's done with Hilo online. Shop with Hilo, Hilo at your fingertips.
Dependable God.
I am Pastor Corbel Leon, inviting you to join me at 11:30 for Divine Connection, where I teach and encourage you into the Word of God, and you shall be blessed.
That's Divine Connection on Omega Radio, Wednesdays at 11:30 a.m. Sponsored by Impact Science Solution Limited. Services offered: large format printing, billboards, video boards, and much more. Located in St. Catherine and provides services island-wide. You can contact them at 876-667-9582. You can send them an email at impactsciencesolution@gmail.com. You can find them on Facebook at Impact Science Solution or on Instagram at ImpactScienceJA.
Dependable God.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and #1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk, on Omega Radio.
All right, back online.
Red shirt.
Yeah, Patrick. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
man.
about this is hitting the body and dangerous play became more prevalent in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
than it actually was in the bodyline series.
In other words, the tactic employed by West Indies was far more dangerous than bodyline.
par. It made for what was deemed to be dangerous play because no people are getting hit round about the neck, round about the shoulders.
One and two people get licking in the body line, but not near the amount of a man
the degree
where Western is that lick down people.
Exactly, and we have to understand that.
Yeah.
It came about when people were saying it was actually because the runs were being dried up and it was making boring play for the day's play.
Yes, man. That was a large part of it.
A furore over.
Yeah.
Yes. So when the West Indies came and with faster bowling now and started to put faster bowling on the bodies of batsmen, then it was deemed to be dangerous play in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
With people of the ilk of a Marshall and a Holding and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and Roberts and such. So we have to understand. The history of the cricket before we begin.
But guess what? Badger you expect I would be coming and say Pele was probably being protected and Badger wasn't going to come. So he searched his mind and come up with Bradman being protected. Okay. You have to understand that. No, but it wasn't so much against Bradman, my boss. It was about cricket per hour. Now you want to say Bradman might benefit, fine, but everybody else who played cricket after Bradman benefited from no more than 2 people behind square. Because the rule about people behind square came about, maybe 15 years, the 1957.
Yeah.
So after 1957, you can't have more than 2 people behind square. So Sobers, Viv, everybody else would have benefited from not being able to bowl that way.
Exactly.
So if Bradman's figures would have come down, so would for Viv. Viv would have probably averaged 12.
So with everybody.
Exactly, sir.
Right. So we don't want to really waste too much time on that.
Yeah, well said.
Zizou, here on Arsenal.
Yes.
Arsenal play a brand of ball the other day in the FA Cup where was a little bit surprising to me, but on the whole, I never really. I want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that Arteta is doing differently now with these couple of players, which is basically the same couple of players that they had a year ago or 2 years ago?
Well, he brought in some players, man. And remember, Martinelli was younger, and the other one, Saka, was younger when he came to the fore. So
you're saying the young couple of players are now maturing?
Yes, and he brought in some
a brand of ball that I don't think it was a couple of players. I think he played a brand of ball that, I mean.
Well, he has done one thing well.
Everybody give him some stick. Everybody give him some stick about the brand of football that he play. But him stick it out and now you can see it bearing some fruit, eh?
Yes. Yeah, man.
Right.
Heavily influenced by what he saw when he played under Wenger and when he was coaching with Pep.
Right. Is he doing anything different from what Emery did, though?
In terms of
the crop of players that he had, because Emery had some young players. He don't never give them much.
No, remember when he took over from Emery, he wasn't doing all that well enough for me, you know.
No, I know.
And I thought he bottled the top force.
That's why I'm saying him command enough stick, but him tough it out and him keep it.
Yeah, and remember last season, while he did well last season, he was criticized for not eventually getting to the top 4, seeing that he had some winnable games.
Criticized by yourself, to my brother.
Yes, indeed.
Remember you whip him and you beat him.
Yeah, but he's getting it right so far this season. So yeah, credit to him.
And I love the not only that him playing the young player, but I love the brand of football that him playing.
Yeah, man, some wonderful stuff.
Very enterprising and in attacking.
Yeah, but he played like that. Was a technically sound player.
Exactly.
He played under Wenger and he coached with Pep. So I'm not surprised of the brand of play.
Right. You expect him to go all the way?
Possibly. It is likely. It's not a given because it's Man City and you see Man City chase down teams before, but they're in a fantastic position.
Good. I like what I see. So.
Yeah, man.
So it's not a one-hour race when it comes down to the wire.
No, definitely not.
Red shirt.
We leave it there.
No, one more to more after you patches.
Make it quick.
I call you last month before the Christmas. I asked you about your Mount Rushmore of players. You put that together as yet?
Across all sports.
So you want 5?
Yeah, man. Make it 5. Let's put it together and let me hear what you have on the
Bradman, Maradona.
No, not off the top of your head. Think about it.
Think about
I want it across all sports.
All right,
I don't
cool.
want football. I don't want a typical football and cricket. Bring it across all sports. And
all right, man. Bradman, Maradona, Bolt, and 2 more.
All right. Let me see if you think about it.
Think about it. All right. St. Diego.
Good day, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Baggio made
a brilliant point, right?
Well, at least one good point.
Oh,
about he didn't mention the names, but the potency of the West Indies attack in the time of Bradman, Sir Lord Constantine and Herman Griffiths were or headed spearheaded the space attack.
Yeah.
You know, and they couldn't all time be considered hostile, you know, particularly hostile.
No, not to the same extent.
Yeah, but also Bugs at some point earlier brought our attention to this Australian Aborigine. I think his name was Eddie something. His name escaped me.
Yeah, man, I know.
But you know, one of the points Bugs brought out was that Bradman was offered some protection from this.
You mean this is the same Bugs who says he has tapes of Bradman batting all time in a test match that's locked up in a house where he can't find the key?
Same man. Can any good come out
that's the same Bug.
You know, from the worst sources we can get good. So
the same Bugs that was offered 100,000 to find those tapes and can't find them.
That bowler was sidelined though, you know, they call him for throwing and all kind of things. But some people have the opinion that it was to protect the great Don.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yesterday, you had a caller, Jim. He made mention of Norman Gutter Thompson slapping Pele before prior to thing there, checking him with it. In time, same checking with Orville. Billy Perkins.
Yeah, he said that him did foul Pele before Billy Perkins.
Pele over him tie. But your tie is something high, you know. It mean that him tie would have been high in the ear. Maybe against the man's chest or waist. All right. But just a trivia, Norman Gutter Thompson was, and this is maybe for Zidane, was one of those people killed in the Green Bay thing, you know?
Oh.
Some youngsters from Southside who were lured to get jobs in Green Bay and were executed. I think 78 it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Gutter Thompson was among them.
Yes.
Great baller.
Yes. Oh,
all right.
No, by the way, you mentioned Pele because you brought up the gentleman. He's an accountant.
Who's that?
The gentleman you brought up yesterday that spoke about Pele.
Delano Franklin?
Yeah, Delano Franklin. He's an accountant, right?
No, not to my knowledge. No.
Delano is a lawyer.
He's a lawyer?
Yeah,
man.
All right.
A lawyer / politician.
All right. So me have a gentleman here. He's 67 years old. So he's not from my time. His name is Raymond Wilfred Hudson. He used to play football and play a couple of games against Pele in the latter stages of Pele's career. He coached in the MLS and he's a commentator. So you're getting three. Same player, coach, and he's now a commentator. He says without a doubt Lionel Messi is the greatest player of all time. He says the way he has done it consistently, and when you see it with your eyes, not even he's going beyond the statistics, so Messi for him is the greatest of all time.
Okay, remind me of him.
Ray Hudson.
Pardon me?
Ray Hudson.
Oh, Ray Hudson.
Yes, indeed. Former player. Played for Newcastle, played in the Premier League, coached in the MLS, and he's now a commentator.
I make a note of that name.
So he's more credible than everybody else me here. Because in play with Pele, he would have watched a lot of Pele games, saw Maradona, coached, and never commentated.
Most of the people who play with Pele have Pele as the greatest.
No, I'm saying to you, you can't find any.
I can find a quote with somebody who played Maradona. Okay. You know. Is a quote
No, the reason why I go for him is
because he just decided to say my work with the
yes, indeed.
The politician.
Since you mentioned that, yesterday when I spoke of Delano Franklin article,
yes.
Yeah, the caller again subsequent to me calling, German from Florida, and I think he said in his analysis that in purport that me was saying, like Delano Franklin was saying, that Pele invented the bicycle kick. Mm-hmm. No, we weren't saying that at all. Bicycle kick was mentioned in the article, but not that Pele is the inventor. Matter of fact, there's a thing going around on YouTube that Pele invented. No, Pele didn't invent that.
He made it popular. Probably made it more popular. Yes.
Exactly. Pele perfected it and made it popular. The moonwalk, Zidane, and this man you agree on who is the greatest of all time, Michael Jackson.
Yes, indeed. That is unanimous, I think.
Right. And the moonwalk wasn't invented by Michael, but Michael is the greatest exponent of it.
Yeah.
And when you think of moonwalk, you just think of Michael Jackson.
True.
So the bicycle kick with Pele. So no, I wasn't saying that Pele is the first. And them send me that video, you know, on YouTube. Say Pele start this and Pele start that. No, I never sent it to anybody because I know that Pele wasn't the first to do the bicycle kick.
Yeah. Another myth about Pele they was trying to say.
Well, it's to the extent that if you understand, it's a myth. That
yes, because they don't know a lot about Pele. I know they try to create things that doesn't exist to put him above others.
No, well, they're
not just work with the goat Messi man and just carry on.
They're not far wrong, Zidane, because...
No, just work with the man when you see him live right through him career, man, instead of go around the man. I talk about some mythical things, my boss.
Okay, all right. One other thing I left out yesterday, Zidane, when I was making points, in attributing to Pele. Stuart Stevenson, Ambassador Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and him is about 67 too, you know.
Yeah.
Him said to Delano Franklin, and I left out this point yesterday, about the balls. Pele played mainly with leather balls, you know, with lace and all of that. And the players nowadays have some synthetic balls that the leather ball used to absorb water and all of that. They used to sting and heavy and
so Pele played with disadvantages that the current players don't play with.
Yeah.
That's why I may have Jesse Owens over Bolton.
Yeah, the spikes were just Owens and Herb McKinley running. You know, these guys nowadays have some.
No. You don't see the sarcasm though. Despite the fact that Jesse Owens played in the 1930s,
had some disadvantages.
That Bolt never have.
Good.
We still give Bolt over
Yeah,
Jesse, no?
Yeah, man, Bolt over Jesse. But I'm saying we just have to weigh each factor individually. You know, I mean everything contribute to the thing. So it's not. I mean, a man with the worst spike can be better, and a man with the better spike can be better. Not because he have the better spike, he's just genuinely better. So all of that. And finally, Higgins. I think I clarified that long ago about this rich man, poor man thing, you know.
Yeah.
All I was doing was highlighting a social phenomenon, something that you observe in the society. Not my personal preference or personal case. I just observe that people in general pay regard to the messengers. We must accept that. If you send a pretty girl go deliver a message, a man more readily take it than if you send an ugly man. So all I was saying, I get, is that, and this is a societal thing, this is a social phenomenon, not my personal view.
All right.
People pay attention to messengers. So them take the word from the big man.
All right.
You know, if Leachin tell you something, you more go with it.
Yeah, man, I remember that was the context he was using it in.
Yes,
Yeah, you're right.
Good, Zidane.
All right, good. I will take a break. We're coming back.
Do you want to go deeper in the Word? If yes, then join me, Prophetess Denise Sang, every Wednesday at 11:15 a.m. for the Crossover Experience, where we will go beyond the surface, exploring the keys to kingdom living for a successful spiritual life in a real world according to the Word of God. That's the Crossover Experience on Wednesdays at 11:15 a.m. on Omega Radio.
Going through a storm, but I won't go down. I hear your voice carried in the rhythm of the wind to call me out.
Blessings to you and your family. I am Archbishop Wayne Jonathan Manning, the first Executive Chairman of Omega Radio around the world. We are delighted to be in Jamaica. This is my home. This is Yard. We would like to inform the listening community and all the listeners from near and far that our new format is Gospel and Sports. We believe that you are not made to last but to outlast. As a result of that, we're hoping that you will continue to be loyal to the new change and the new format, you and your family. We hope you enjoy the music that we're playing. Thank you for being a loyal listener. Sincerely, Archbishop John Wayne Manning.
Dependable God.
I am Pastor Corbell Leon, inviting you to join me at 11:30 for Divine Connection, where I teach and encourage you into the Word of God, and you shall be blessed.
That's Divine Connection on Omega Radio, Wednesdays at 11:30 a.m. Sponsored by Impact Science Solution Limited. Services offered: large format printing, billboards, video boards, and much more. Located in St. Catherine and provide services island-wide. You can contact them at 876-667-9582. You can send them an email at impactscience@gmail.com. You can find them on Facebook at Impact Science Solution or on Instagram at ImpactScienceJA.
Dependable God.
It's now time for This Day in Sports, a feature highlighting historical events in sports.
On January 10, 1930, New Zealand's first game of Test cricket was held in Christchurch, New Zealand. Englishman Maurice Almond took a Test hat-trick.
That was This Day in Sports, a feature highlighting historical sporting events.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk on Omega Radio.
All right, Rooney.
Yes, the great Rooney.
I'm trembling in my boots, my friend. Is he there?
He's there? He's there, man.
Hello?
We need to sort out him phone. Sort him out. Maybe we can go to another call in the meantime. So, sort him out, Sean. All right, we go to KJ. KJ, are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, KJ.
Yeah, man, big up yourself, Zidane.
Yes.
Orville, big up.
What going on, my boss?
Yeah, there. First time I call this.
Yeah, wonderful.
Oh, big up.
Yeah, man. I look at disclaimer real fast. I'm not discredit nothing about Messi because we already can see what Messi been doing. Isn't it? So, just wanted to clear up some look at things though. When it comes to Pele, I feel like people are discrediting so many things that what Pele is doing in this era. I feel like say, yo, we need to give him more credit than he thought. Especially Zidane, because Zidane, I don't understand Zidane, but I get to understand say you don't have him not even a top 5 or 10.
No.
But why not?
My criteria. My criteria get
yeah,
more.
But your criteria only based on visual.
No.
I'm saying
yes. So you rank anybody from 1888? Hello?
Well, there's not much. I mean,
why you don't rank anybody from 1888?
Oh well, there's not much.
There you go. There you go. So you don't know anything about those players.
Yeah, but I'm saying what is the facts or the history presented about it?
No man, I have to see what happened, my boss.
All right, put it like this. Let me give you one example.
Because I think all hat-trick are the same. I don't want to hear say a man score hat-trick against Benfica. I want to see what type of hat-trick it was to rank it as opposed to a next hat-trick, my boss. That's how you analyze sports.
All right, for example, what may I say as a person with no football and say you know football.
Yes.
When you look on a player, you say, yo, no man, I'm technically gifted.
What if I think about it? All right, fine. What if I put him at 5th? You're going to come to me now and say, Zidane, how can you have Pele at 5th and have Ronaldo? I'd have Pele. So what am I going to say to you? No, I can't say nothing to you. I don't have no argument. You look like a fool.
No, get me wrong still, you know. I'm not arguing against your criteria,
okay.
your rankings, you know. I'm saying, when you use certain things to discredit the man.
What, like what?
Me are basically question.
Like what?
All right, for example, you believe that basically, if I'm mistakenly wrong, you can tell me, but you believe that basically in his time, he never played against no big teams or no.
No. Let me tell you what I said. Let me tell you what I said. Nowadays, people play more often against the very best people available to play against.
Then when they available to play against in his time?
So I'm saying he did play against the best, you know. When he went to the World Cup, he played against the best, and then he would play against some of the better players when the Santos winning team played the European champions in club. So he did what I'm saying. Messi plays against the very best far more often than Pele. So me value Messi record more than Pele, my boss. That is the reality.
All right, hold on.
You don't agree with that analysis there?
Well, I know, because here's what you're telling me. You're saying Messi played far better more.
No, I'm saying he played far more often against the very best in the world. Yes.
Sir, hold on. Let me give you one example of what you're doing, man. You see, when you use the word play, when you say about far better or best, when you use them the term, then
no, I never said the Messi player. I never said who Messi played against were far better. No, you misunderstand what I'm saying. No, I never said them players that Messi.
No, I'm giving you an example of what I'm trying to tell you. When I say discredit, may I try to tell you, sir? When you say that, it's like you try to say, well, me know how them play back then, so it can't be as good as now.
No, I never. You see, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I never said that. Listen to what I'm saying again. I don't know if the players that Pele faced were better than the players that Messi faced. What I'm saying to you, though, is that Messi faced the best players available to him to face far more often than Pele did. So I'm saying the best players.
Okay.
The reason why the World Cup is
Zidane,
big is because the best players from each of the top countries come to the World Cup. So when Pele play them, my boss. Pele gone home, gone on Brazil, gone beat up the little Brazilians, my boss. But while Messi have to go, while Messi, when Messi, hold on, Messi face Van Dijk. Hold on, man. Messi face. Let me give you an example. Let me give you one more example. Messi face Van Dijk in the World Cup against Holland. Messi will have to face Van Dijk if Messi go deep in the Champions League again in a couple of months' time. Pele have to wait 4 years again before him face the best defenders, my boss. So Messi, what Messi is...
What do you say to those who said that the Brazilians were the best in the world?
No, man, not all of them are.
And therefore the Brazilian league would have been the best.
No, but
in the world.
the Premier League is the best league in the world now, you know. But all the best defenders in the world don't play in the Premier League. Okay. So that's why the Champions League now is a level playing field.
Orville, here's what I'm saying. Because they already have what Zidane now alone for talking about. What I was saying, if Zidane was also checking the facts and the history, because the facts we're talking about now, he can argue against it if he wants. In the 90s, 60s, all the way up to the 80s, you know, sir, the South Americans win most of the international cup, you know. That means basically they were facing against Europe.
Let me
want to check the stats, you can look it up.
Let me see
I'm
the point.
telling you,
Let me
they
ask
won most of it.
Let me
finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Yes.
They won most of it. And if they weren't that good, they would have never been beat in the European team. Plus, when Pele played, if you say Pele basically was not playing in a top league, I
said that?
No, I'm saying if you would say that...
I never said any such thing about.
All right, no boss. But that means
let me ask that question. Which is high?
You now, all right, you now come out and be straightforward now. You use wordplay.
No, man, I'm not using wordplay, my boss. But let me ask that question now. Was the World Cup the highest level of football when Pele played?
It was.
Why?
It still is.
Yeah, why it is the highest level of football?
I mean, there's various components, but the reason is because, again, the quality.
The best
in the certain team.
Yeah, the best players from hold on. Let me tell you, because I don't want to say it straight. The best players from across the world come to the World Cup to perform. So you're saying it's the highest level of football.
Yeah, but
and hold on, my boss. You're going to winning. Just hold on, caller, man. When Pele leaves the world stage, my boss, he goes back to play domestically in Brazil. I'm saying to you, when Lionel Messi leaves the World Cup, playing the very best in the world, he goes back to a competition that is called the Champions League. You know what he's doing when he goes to that competition? Facing the same people. So that's why I'm saying to you, he faced the very best in the world far more often than Pele. Is every 4 years Pele go to the World Cup, my boss? Messi have to play World Cup people every year in a Champions League, and he's doing it for 16 years.
Right, let me explain to you then, because again, you keep on using Messi, but you're not talking about Pele.
Messi and Pele we are talking about, we're not beat around the bush.
Well, Messi you're talking about. But listen to this. What I'm saying to you, if Brazil was the best in their time, because clearly they have 3 World Cups to prove it. If they basically have one of the best leagues, because the South Americans, them, again, like me say, win it more in their time, from the 60s to the 80s, then clearly, why would you then basically keep on emphasizing about Europe back then? Because at the end of the day, the best players were in Brazil. Brazil had the best team in the world.
So it was the Brazilian league was the best. Hold on, you're confusing me.
And hold on, let me say it. I'm saying that
you're confused me.
This man dominated his league, 11 times top scorer, and again, you what I'm saying, you can see across the board, you know, of how great he was in his time and in his era. If you want to plug in a Messi, for give me an example, you know, we don't need to know what Messi do. I'm saying in Pele's time, he didn't have no other option. He was playing at the better league. He's playing and dominating in the better time, and there was no other thing.
Let me ask you.
No,
I'm not discrediting anything. I'm simply asking you. When Messi and Ronaldo plays in the Champions League, wouldn't they face more quality than if they play in the league alone, like for the English Premier League?
It's similar quality. I don't think it's necessarily more. It's similar quality because most of the players are the same players.
No, I disagree.
And it's the same thing with South America. He was playing against top Uruguay.
You're struggling, my boss.
How much you struggle, sir? Me don't know where you're... All right, listen to what I'm saying, you know. Your uncle can use no to compare, but you cannot use the past because you have... You don't have no history studying in the past. I'm saying you now use that to try to tell me about Pele, you know. Basically, you're not giving me the flaws of Pele, you know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying.
Messi.
Yeah. So
Orville, no, me I say still.
who are pressure? Me not pressure Pele. Me not pressuring Pele.
No.
Pressuring Pele.
What I'm saying is there are two sides to the argument. One is that Messi plays the best quality defenders more often than Pele did. Is that
the point?
Is that a fair argument?
Yeah.
But then
It's not a fair argument.
the other side is, how do we know the quality of the defenders in Brazil if Brazil was the best?
No, but you see the problem with that, Orville. They keep telling me that the World Cup is the highest level of football. So I don't want to hear about the Brazilian League. Then tell me, say the World Cup was Pele perform. Those were the best people Pele had to face.
Not the Brazilian defenders.
Not the Brazilian defenders. They don't tell me that.
But what if the Brazilian defenders were at a higher quality than the defenders in the world?
They never tell me that. That's your community. I knew what you see. You're helping them.
Eh?
I'm saying though, for example, if you can see that clearly if this man dominates still on the international scene when he's playing other opponents and not in Brazil, then try and prove it.
Me have him at number 5, my boss. Me I squeeze him in for you.
No, me not say ask you still now.
So Messi, Maradona, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zidane and Pele.
All right, sir.
Big up yourself. You convinced me. We rank him now. 5 people.
Yeah. All right, over.
All right, we're coming back after the break.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560.
The time by New Budget Supplies, always the best prices, is 3 o'clock.
Omega Radio now presents a health alert. Sponsored by New Budget Supplies, always the best prices. And Bashco, the store that gives you more.
Protection measures for persons who are in or have recently visited areas where COVID-19 is spreading. Stay at home if you begin to feel unwell, even with mild symptoms such as headache and slight runny nose until you recover. Avoiding contact with others and visits to medical facilities will allow these facilities to operate more effectively and help protect you and others from possible COVID-19 and other viruses. If you develop fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical advice promptly, as this may be due to a respiratory infection or other serious condition. Call in advance and tell your provider of any recent travel or contact with travelers. Why? Calling in advance will allow your healthcare provider to quickly direct you to the right health facility. This will also help to prevent possible spread of COVID-19 and other viruses.
Omega Radio has just presented a health alert, sponsored by New Budget Supplies, always the best prices, and Bashco, the store that gives you more.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number 1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk on Omega Radio.
All right, music time. Brought to you by Edge Campaigns for People Who Dream in Color. And this one is from Capital Kings, and it's called Don't Wanna Wake Up.
On January 10, 1930, New Zealand's first game of tennis.
Stuck in a dream, so I keep sleeping. So numb, I feel no pain at all. So let's just free fall off the deep end. One night, one chance, let's go. So can we take just a moment? Can we take just a moment with you right next to me? So can we take just a moment? Can we live in the moment?
one was from Capital Kings. I don't want to wake up. Brought to you by Edge Campaigns for people who dream in color. All right, who got now? Rooney?
Yeah, man. I'm there, man. Sorry about that a while ago, my boss. You understand?
Yes, you're busy making the dough.
Orville, big of yourself.
Yeah, man. I'm nervous, you know.
But why?
Then I Rooney call, man.
Okay, all right, cool. Just questions me ask. You posit some things where say a protection where them make Pele a national.
No. I never said that, you know. I never said that is why they did it, you know. I'm saying having done it, that is the effect that it could have had.
So it couldn't be a money thing to where, you understand me, where them say, well, we can make as much money from this little black boy, you know.
To watch it.
You know, because people are going to want to see him.
To watch the Santos games.
You understand me? I keep him in our country. People are coming in our country. You understand me? Towards it.
That's a fair reason as well.
It's a fair reason as well.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm saying having made that decision to keep him in Brazil as a treasure. Yeah. Whatever the reason to do it. Mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily arguing about the reason. No, I'm talking about the effect of doing it now. And I'm saying that players in that time may think twice before hurting the treasure.
Okay, I can't kill you upon that one. But as I say, it must be to protect him still, you understand? It could be to benefit the country itself.
It could be.
So in another case, I mean, Santos are playing.
But hold on.
I'm not so sure.
If the thing is for him to play in Brazil and make money,
yeah,
you can't make money when you're injured.
No, the country.
If it is because
no, him, at the country.
No. If it is
when Manchester United pay Russia 300,000 a week.
No, man. I'm saying
if the protect him.
No. If the man. Work with me now, man. If the government says we're not talking about a club now, you know.
But it's the same concept, no.
No, it's different. If Liverpool buy a man and Arsenal buy a man and next man buy a man, that means it's the interest of the club now for protect the money. I'm saying when the government decides that they want you to stay in the country, let's say the reason is for you to make money in the country, to generate money. Yeah. Remember, Emmanuel Santos, you know, so him not have no real interest in what Santos make, you know. Because when the crowds come to the Santos gate,
Santos make the money.
I know the government make the money. You know.
Santos make the money.
Cool.
So I'm saying
people are flying and all them things, and the possibility exists. TV did
no TV never about man.
The tourists are flying and things like that. Yeah. You understand me? Well, you can make money. The government make money from this as well. Cool.
And I'm saying either way, however you want to spin it, you can't make money injured.
That is true.
So it wouldn't be in the government's best interest for Pele to get injured.
That is true.
After you make him a treasure, you want him to be on the park every week.
Yeah, because just like how them nearly kill the man out your way, kick down Pele where people come for.
Right.
Understand? Yeah, we get that and understand.
You know, say it sound like you're come for have a proper conversation today. I wonder at what stage you're going to get brambled.
I learn, I come to learn. Man.
Okay.
But when we're going to get brambled, all right, cool. All right, the question I ask now, Zidane.
Yes.
Pele play against the best, right?
In his time, yes.
And we're going to use the World Cup as, the best.
Yes.
And him dominate the best.
Yes.
Why you feel him wouldn't do it if him did play against them week in, week out?
Who said he wouldn't?
May I ask?
I never said he wouldn't.
May I ask why you feel him wouldn't do it? You say you give Messi more
because Messi
do it.
I cannot give you credit for what you could have done, my boss. I have to give you credit for what you have done.
And he has done it.
So Messi has
done but he has done it against the best.
Yeah, let me come to your sport. If a man play against Australia 10 times and him average 60 my boss. Yeah. You see the man who play against Australia, the same Australian team 30 times the average 59, me more the 59 man. Me rate him over the other man because he would have dominated for longer against the best.
Make can use
yeah.
Orville. You understand me? If you versus Orville, no matter where Orville play,
you're missing the point, Rooney, man. No, you must have to give the man the credit we do it for longer period against the very best more often, my boss.
All right, cool. So I kill Pele that.
No, me not kill Pele. Me just put in the performance in a context.
But you see,
I would love to see Messi's record if Messi was playing more often against Osasuna and Getafe in my boss. Alright, so we eliminate Champions League against all those Champions League against Arsenal and Manchester United and Chelsea and Bayern We remove those games and replace them with Getafe and Osasuna games, my boss. Messi would score 3,000.
But you see, this is the question.
Messi would score 3,000 goals, my boss.
Why you believe that Pele did not play against some bug?
I never said they are, but Osasuna players are not bugs. They are top quality professional players, but they are not Bayern.
You're assuming.
I mean, you assume.
Yeah, man, you assume man, Pele play against Russia, and that is why
I never said no, my boss. I'm not assuming anything. I'm saying you have lesser players, my boss. You have big players.
Oh, you know that.
So you have lesser players.
So you have lesser players in every
That
league,
is exactly my point, and I'm saying Messi doesn't have the luxury of coming back and playing only against lesser players. He must have to compete against Van Dijk.
Hold on, my boss. Hold on. But the reality of the situation is Pele come back.
Rooney, who's the best defender? Who's the best defender in the world now?
Just hold on, man.
Who's the best defender in the world in the last 5 years?
In the last 5 years?
Yes.
You might say Virgil van Dijk.
So Messi played against him at the World Cup and have to prove himself. Messi plays against Liverpool in the Champions League as well.
Yes, so that's a
While
two-time,
Pele now,
that's a two-time.
While Pele now, when he play against Bobby Charlton in the World Cup, my boss, and go back to Brazil.
Not a defender.
What's his name? What's the defender
Bobby
name?
Moore.
Bobby Moore. So when they play against Bobby Moore at the World Cup, that's it.
Hold on. So, so when they go back in the league or play against a Flamingo defender, he's not better than Bobby Moore.
No, don't tell me that. You tell me say the World Cup.
You say, because them not tell
no,
you
it's
that.
you say the World Cup.
No, it's you argue what suits your point.
It's Uno tell me say the World Cup at the highest level, Rooney. It's not me, say so. It's Uno. Uno want to change no one gonna Brazil to the best.
But World Cup is still the highest level.
But because of the best players play there, and I'm saying the best players play the Champions League as well.
Dominate the best.
And I'm saying Messi dominate both.
If him dominate the best players,
Messi dominate the best players more often than Pele. So I'm the goat over Pele.
Right.
Reality, my boss.
Me not go have the goat.
Uno can't defeat me for that one.
People supposed to say Sean. Yes.
Uno can't defeat me for that one.
Sean, yes,
as I say, it's difficult for have a conversation with your people who you put up on a pedestal. You understand me?
What I don't understand is all of a sudden, I mean, 1 minute talk about Maradona.
No. You see, as we say, hold on. Me I go change my name from Rooney to R9. R9 are my goat, you know. In me see. You understand? R9 are my goat. In me see. Him come closest to where me hear the bar is for me. You understand?
He's not up there, my boss.
What?
He's not up there, sir.
Me see you put all Zidane in front of him, and I say, but he's a madman. You're up on crack, you know, for the parade, you're up on crack, my boss. What if you put Zidane and Ronaldinho over R9?
No, you say I wouldn't fight you over Ronaldo versus Zidane. I wouldn't fight him, my boss.
You understand? But you call and you not call R9 name.
All right, R9.
Me stop name Rooney now. Me name R9.
All right, R9. Sorry, my boss. R9 is not the conversation, but he's not in Messi and Maradona and Pele class.
Why?
He not the overall ability.
What are you saying? What attributes Messi? Wait. Just answer. What attributes
Messi can be the greatest player in the world.
What attributes Messi have that Ronaldo don't have?
Messi can be the greatest player in the world playing midfield.
Can be. Let me ask you a simple question.
No, Messi is the best player in the world playing midfield.
What
Messi is one of the greatest.
Why are you deflecting?
But I'm answering your question. I'm saying.
No, you're not answering the question.
I'm asking
you know what
his ability to create, my boss. His passing ability.
So Ronaldo can't pass then?
Not close to any Messi level.
So just because you do it more, mean you're better?
At a high level, consistently, yes.
So because you do it more, you're better?
Consistently at a high level, yes.
You see, there's a lot of argument.
Yeah, man. Brother, two side, Messi carry go finals as the top scorer for them. You know,
how much side R9 carry go finals?
No one in the carry nobody, man. Remember Ronaldinho and Rivaldo and Roberto Carlos and Cafu. Super teams them. Super teams them, boss.
So you see what me talk about? This is what me arguing. You want to use super team for Brazil, but you don't use Brooks and Brown.
You say you come to learn, and at the same time you have so much argument. You don't say I learn, you come to learn.
It not match up in a mid.
R9 up there, my boss.
It not match up in a mid, Orville. That's what me talk about. He might use Bramble side for Argentina, and might use, Brother R9 did a brilliant team, and Pele did a brilliant team, and all them things. Maradona never have no brilliant team. Bring him in that argument. Someone bring him in that team.
All right, Rooney.
All of a sudden, we're not about Diego again. We're going to take the break now, people. Let's take the break.
We have the announcement, man.
Oh, yes, after the break.
We're coming.
The Scoreboard, Mondays to Fridays on Omega Radio. Join the Omega team for informative, investigative, and hard-hitting sports discussions, 5 to 6 p.m. with our A-list hosts as we inform and entertain. That's The Scoreboard, Mondays to Fridays, 5 to 6 p.m. on Omega Radio.
Omega Radio presents Community Billboard. Churches, schools, businesses. Are you having a community event? Omega KLAS Radio will help you. Send us a 20-second WhatsApp voice note to 876-828-0925 and we will play them for free. 12 noon and 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Let your community know what's happening. Promote your information for free on Omega Radio Bulletin segment.
It's me, yes, it's me. Tune in to Omega KLAS FM 89 with the German brother Frisco Morgan.
Your DJ is Joseph. Every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. through to 10 a.m.
with the undiluted gospel mix on Omega KLAS FM 89, the station of the stars.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk on Omega Radio.
All right, now, so after a lot of toing and froing and crossing of the I's and dots of the T, what do you call it? Crossing of the T's, dotting of the I's. The link-up date is January 28th. It's a Saturday night, and the place is a place called Footprints Cafe, 5 Belmont Road. Come about 6 o'clock. I don't know the usual. Enough sports personality are going there. Enough media personalities are going there. Enough of the people who call and listen to this program are going there. Food and drink on sale. Nice music. Domino, an impromptu domino contest. So, mark it down on the calendar. Saturday, the last Saturday in the month, 6 o'clock. Belmont Road. 5 Belmont Road. Footprints Cafe. Turn out and we see me. Domino, liquor, food, music. We don't talk about boogie, we talk about big people music. You know, mix with a liquor at the contemporary thing, but I know not with the Christian people them can't come. All right. Auntie Bramble.
Saint Orville with the Zen like Zizou.
Zidane just step out when I'm fans call him.
You know it goes still.
But him coming back.
About the link up.
Oh,
they called me about the link up.
So
yes. Because they said they ran out and not hear the program again.
Right.
Yeah, man. So the 28th.
5 Belmont Road. Footprints Cafe. Where you have to know, Auntie Bramble?
Yeah, man. Well, blessing up for the new year still. Our first time in 2023. You know it goes so. I give you our strength. You see it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. By the way, Orville, you need to include some darts in the link up, you know. He's a darts man, you know. You can't find a dartboard and line it up to man.
You have a dartboard?
Let's go walk with a personal thing then, man.
Then walk with the dartboard, man. No wrong. And if a man want to walk with a loody thing and a man with a draft board, we just make it nice, man.
You see, it's like coming like a game's potluck.
Yeah, man, you bring it. Remember, it's a sports link up, you know. So you bring your game, all teeth and two, you can carry it, you know. And snake and leather and something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, walk with your thing.
Yeah, but I say, the Pele Messi thing, you know, this is a debate coming like when you try count grain of sand on the beach. You can never find, you're not ever get no resolution to it, you know. So, you know, like me telling already, you know, it's just different great players for a great era. But the way the thing I get out of hand, you know, I say, you know, them always say Pele did stop a war. No, so they go?
Yeah.
So probably what they need to do is make Messi go play down Ukraine and see if Russia and Ukraine would have stopped play. Then maybe they might say, see, you know, equal to Pele. No, so it go.
No, personally, me believe Pele is the biggest name to ever play football. As much as me think Maradona was the better player, I don't think Maradona reached the same level in terms of, what you call it now, stardom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it, you know. That is basically you hit the nail on the head.
Me think Pele was the biggest star in a football. But me think Maradona was the biggest player.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head. But yeah, what the next thing we really want to call about still, you know, Orville and Zidane. Me say, me had reason for do some little station surfing this morning, and me book up on a station round the road.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, me say me hear some vitriol. We are true. I mean, I'm like, what is the cause of it? Me hear about Dread and him submissive ballad.
Them I do that.
The dread I say a man feel like saying one team run out of the business.
Auntie Bramble, listen, man. We came here. You have a man, the same person you're talking about, like to talk about people Googling too much. Google Analytics, Google. We came here yesterday and beat him to frazzle. So he had to Google all night, so him vex, him shame. So the man him turn me in a Google analyst to try and beat them the way the man him great. And that happened, Yeah.
Sir, we never really penny that program before, but I just happen to have flicked on this. But weird.
So,
all the things.
Auntie Bramble, when you come with a brilliant argument like goals per game ratio is a brilliant point to judge goal score. And a man come and say, listen, goals per game don't necessarily tell me how much chance you're missing. So maybe our next one with less goals
was more efficient
than you. When something so logical, you say, you couldn't expect a man to come with that to counter to your argument. You're vexed.
And I did say that stats is not readily available. So we have to work with goals per game. But don't say it as gospel.
Yes.
That the higher goals per game means you're more efficient. We simply don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, but the man needs to kind of tone it down because I take personal offense because the man basically say, all followers are on a bootlickers.
Yeah, man,
That's what I mean, last time I checked, me no lick boot nor jack strap in my boss.
No. Deep down, let me tell you what I think deep down. Honest me, cut out the joke thing now and the supposed radio muster. This guy talks about Messi every day, and when he's asked about it, him say, I rate Messi, that's why him talk about Messi every day. I genuinely feel that the youth rate me. No, deep down. You get what I say?
Yes. And that's
me think him admire, me think him rate me, and just really and truly feel that the rivalry with me would help to propel fame thing, So even when me not dep on that, him genuinely knows that me have no followers in the business here. I have a lot of people who rate me, and him feel that constantly in conflict with me. Would enhance him thing. But him really rate me, deep down in them quiet moments. If you should have said to him, what do you think about the Dread, our Brambles, our Orville as a broadcaster on the radio? In them quiet moments, man, him rate me, man. You can't constantly talk about somebody where you narrate all the while.
I hit me, I say,
No, sir.
I hit me, I say, but no, man, the man about Duns FM, Google FM.
Everything, man. There are several other programs on radio that where man talk sports and them about. He never have time to listen to these people, He always know what me and Zidane say around there, so, but him not rate me, Me not get that part them about. You know the reason why them say me not watch football, me not watch NFL, but me watch Test cricket. One reason, At Test cricket, me talk about and cricket, me talk about more NFL because I prefer cricket more NFL. This man spend the whole life program no matter about. I'm going to invite him to the link up people. What do you think?
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
Teach him some sports.
Me I invite him.
Yeah, man, enough love to go around, man. You know it goes.
Come on the link up, my boss. And we shake hand and take.
Link up the trade and the submission ball.
Love man him think still. He rate me. Deep down I rate him rate.
Why?
Me convinced.
I tell you. Shadow. Well, anyways, as we say, I look forward all things being equal. What we can touch down. Footprints, you say. So.
Footprint.
Yeah, man. 5 Belmont Road.
All right, sir. I could leave it.
Blessings.
All right, who is now? The great Prince Green?
Here, the man name.
Here, up Prince Green.
There, man. Here, I have some questions for asking, because I really want to learn. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
and then you are going to start beat well.
No, only, really, I just the man them out there was talking about how the Brazilian league was the greatest league in the world them time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Brazil never really have a league during Pele time, when they have. Alright, like in Jamaica, we have 14 parishes, right?
Yes.
Alright, so them used to have different states. So them used to have them state championship, right?
Yes.
And the winner of the state championship now would have got play in a playoff, right, for determine what the national champion, right? That's in the 60s, 50s, 60s, right?
Yes.
You know, say Argentina, by the way, have a national league from in the 1890s, but also reach to Argentina, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so why Argentina league was even a bigger league than the Brazilian league, right? Anyway, before we reach to that now, so majority of the time now, Pele win for him state league, right? When him got the national league now, go play in the national players, guess how much match him play in total in the national players against the very best team them from Brazil?
Don't know.
In a 59, him play 4 match. In a 60, him not play no match because him team never win the league the previous year. In a 61, him play 4 match. In a 62, him play 4 match. In a 63, him play 4 match. In a 64, him play 6 match. And the following year, him play 4 match. So on average, him only play 4 match per year against the very best team them in a Brazil. So, the man was telling me, say, you are playing a league where you only play 4 matches because Santos and Vasco da Gama and them team they normally enter from the semi-final stage. They have a group stage, you know.
Yes.
Where the lower stage them play in the group stage first. But the bigger team them now get to play later down in the semi-finals and the finals.
Yes.
So in the semi-finals and the finals, Pele gets to play against the very best team them from Brazil. Now, I'm not saying the team them in the state never good enough. You have some decent team in the state. Right? Probably a quarter of the best team in Brazil they come from him state.
Yes.
But the other 75% it come from the other rest of states where they play in the competition.
Yes, indeed.
So he never really that play against the other 75 year in, year out. You understand?
What was his record when he did play against those top near what do you call it?
Him score goal, man. Him and Pepe, him and what other youth name again? Him and Coutinho and them, man. Them score goal, man. Him did score goal. Him perform well against them. But after Zidane did say he never play against them year in, year out.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. But now, look on this now. Because the man them say Santos beat up the European giants, them, and that shows the Brazilian league was the best league in the world, right? Them beat Benfica and them beat Milan.
Yes.
Did you know? Because you know the South American Championship, what them call the Copa Libertadores,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Between Santos winning in 1963 and Cruzeiro winning in 1976, you'd have 12 finals, right? Argentine team win 10 out of them 12 finals there, right?
Hold on, repeat that?
You'd have 12 finals between 1963 and 1976. Argentine teams win 10 out of them 12 finals there that are during Pele era.
So actually, Argentinian clubs were the best clubs from South America in that period of time.
Yes. So they win 10 out of the 12 finals. And the 2 finals of them lose to a Uruguayan team, Peñarol and Nacional, right? Argentine team make the finals. The River Plate lose 1 final and Estudiantes lose the other final. So them qualify for every single finals during that stretch there, right? As a matter of fact, the year when Santos win is an Argentine team them beat 5-3 per aggregate Boca Juniors, right? And here when not per aggregate. I think the Argentine team they do how it go? Yeah, them win the 2 matches, 5-3 per aggregate. How it go them time they know, right? If me win 1 match and you win 1 match, we have a playoff match. You understand?
Yes.
Best yeah, man. We have normally a best of 2. So during them entire team, during them entire time, the Argentine team that dominate the South American landscape. So I keep on here, man, and say, boy, the Brazilian league, when them never even have a professional league per se, it was the best league in the world. When them wasn't even the best league in South America, I find that strange. Because this is something I said on radio last year.
Boy, this is a brilliant call, my boss.
Something I said on radio last year. You understand? And if you ever even look and say, because...
Of all the ones in the good conversation, Pele played against the very best in the world, less.
Yeah, he played against the very best in the world, less.
Of all the man in them in the good conversation. It's just a reality, my boss. Them can't go around it.
Because if you even look on it and say, boy, the Brazilian league team them win 2 matches against the European giants, them, right? The Uruguayan team, them Peñarol, win 2 matches against the European giant, them 2 during that stretch. The Argentine team win 2 matches against the European giant in that same stretches. So every argument they put
out. How many times, because I hear Real Madrid name being brought up this man, how many times Messi would have played against Real Madrid in his career?
Whole heap of time.
Minimum I talk about 3 times when he play against European champion. Messi has to play against the greatest club in the history of football. When he has played 2 times at least every season. And if they do meet in the Champions League there as well. So my point stands, Messi plays against the very best available in the world far more often than Pele did. So Messi record is more valuable than Pele's record. You can't go around my argument. Simple logic.
The man to stop tell lies say the Brazilian league was the best in the area. Because the logic for them what them go by, right? They must say if my team win the league, right? I win the World Cup, I mean, right? Then my country must have the best league in the world, which is stupid. Because remember when Greece win Euro, Greece never even have the top 20 league in Europe. You understand where I come from?
Yes.
I mean, that's not the
top 20.
Boy, Prince Green, you're a genius, my boss. Big call.
So right now, based on what they must say, the Argentine league are the best league in the world. Then, because Argentina just win the league World Cup.
And I said not to call no, I know you about Maradona in that league. So no deal with the Messi and Pele.
All right. Big up yourself, Prince.
Maradona tell you, man. I top three that you know, Pele, Maradona, and Messi. You know. I mean, the reason I say Pele in the top three, even though I don't see him, based on the impact we have on the game, it's undeniable, you know, the impact we have on the game. And the goal scoring record, dead face, you know. But in terms of head-to-head with people who have similar goal scoring record, you have to give the man who play day in and day out against the team.
Simple logic, my boss. Simple logic. Clearly, my boss. Thank you very much, Prince Green. Logical, intelligence. I will take a break. We'll come in.
Design your dream home with Total Hardware and Supplies. We have windows of all sizes on special. Doors galore. Choose from our wide variety of porcelain and ceramic tiles. Experience the best deals on sanitary ware, jacuzzis, shower enclosures, and baths. Just to name it, we have it all. Come on down to 2 Aiken Hill Drive, Pembroke Hall. Call us at 631-7648 or WhatsApp anytime 507-0865. Remember, same-day delivery available. Quality products, great prices. That's the Total Guarantee.
Whatever the times, whatever you do, Hanes Underwear is the brand for you. Hanes Underwear for the perfect fit. Hanes Underwear is a hit. Dressing up to go with Hanes Under is how we flow. Comfort and style for everyone. A favorite for generations. Hey, Hanes. Hanes for the perfect fit. Hanes is a hit.
Hanes, the must-wear underwear.
You're listening to Omega Radio, the station of the stars, where Jesus Christ is a star. Thank you for listening.
Omega Radio now presents Sports in a Minute. It's sponsored by Edgechem, Fosrich Group of Companies, Enibet, and Dangel's Auto Spares and Accessories.
Mickey Arthur has turned down the chance for a second spell as Pakistan coach in order to remain Derbyshire's head cricket coach. The South African 54 was in charge of Pakistan from 2016 to 2019 when they became the top-ranked test side. But he signed a contract extension with Derbyshire last month, tying him to the club until the end of the 2025 season. He was the first appointed by the county in November 2021 after giving up his previous role as Sri Lanka head coach. And that's your Sports in a Minute.
Omega Radio has just presented Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem for people who dream in color. Fosrich, we open on Sundays with special discounts on all items in store. Solar floodlights, water heaters, conduits, and more. Or visit fosrich.com and shop. Enibet, your best bet, reminds you to bet responsibly. And Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue in Kingston.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk on Omega Radio.
All right, so we're back after the break for the final half an hour, and it's Rollington Town who joins us. Rollington.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
Rollington.
Yeah, man. Zidane, what's up?
Yeah, I hear my boss.
Orville?
Me there, I know, my friend.
Yeah. Boy, Zidane, I hear you big up a man a while ago. The man is so much of a genius and
Prince Green, brilliant call, man.
Eh?
Brilliant call from
If I
Prince.
agree with the whole step of the way, boy. Anyway, that's how it goes. Sports, you know. Anyway, Orville.
Yeah.
Somebody tell me you mentioned the name Kisor Shallow on your program earlier.
Is somebody tell...
Has he resigned?
Somebody call and tell me say him decide to throw him hat in the ring for the West Indies presidency.
What kind of ring him think this is?
No.
Listen, you remember when Dave Cameron had applied for that position in the ICC?
Yeah.
This is something that has been going on from long time, you know, called BCCI, which is the Indian people them. They had always tried to get a position on that board that they could dictate how the money move around and all that kind of thing. And we know that the big three was between Australia, India, and probably England.
Yeah.
Now, what Dave did, Dave was able to go around and get some backing. You see, and all Dave asked for was the backing of the West Indies Cricket Board to represent the minnows
No, well,
at the ICC.
what backing what support did he get from the other countries?
Well, he had the support of the incoming Americans with them big bank book.
No, but when he never got nominated.
No, but he was about to start a program to get the whole thing done. If you can't get
no, man, you don't need your home country to be nominated. That's not my understanding. So if the other
that is your understanding.
If the other 8 ICC country want you and your country no want you, how would that stop you?
The fact of the matter is that we don't know what would have taken place. He wasn't given a chance by his own cricket board.
Well, that's a different argument.
In
other words, Jamaica don't have to support you.
Kisor Shallow.
For you to be the ICB president.
Yeah. Well, Kisor Shallow was the man who came up with the argument that he didn't think Great Dave Cameron was serious.
Yeah.
Thought the whole thing was a joke. From the day that he mentioned that, well, I don't know.
You lose half time from
I don't know how he could. Is he what? So they're going to give him Skerrick position or what?
I don't know. Is here me here say him a plan for run, but if him plan for run, what wrong with that?
I don't believe him can withstand a vote. If I'm just going to pass over the presidency to him, well, that's a different matter.
No, man, it's a voting thing, man.
What's your thinking on that?
I'm thinking that he has a right to throw him hat in the ring, and if him think him can get the delegate support, then him go for it, just like anybody else. Will I think him will make no major difference? I don't know.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't even know he was still there because I have not heard anything since that statement.
Okay.
You know, you see, West Indies cricket right now is in a bad state because the players not playing well, and the people who run the cricket either ducking away now because you don't hear, and the politicians who used to back them, you don't hear nothing from them.
Them demanded drop off of the map.
Drop off, disappear off of the map altogether.
Gonzalez and
Rowley and Mitchell.
Keith Mitchell and Dr. Keith Mitchell. Let's give him his title.
The only thing that happens
now
is
that
out of them at a low scale, we have people who defending themselves because look what happened to the round of matches that is going to be played. Now you see the countries that get it though. Trinidad and Antigua.
Barbados a ball, so them not get nothing.
So right there you can say, you know, people like Darren Samian or all those, you know, they're happy with that kind of thing. We don't get nothing.
It will be interesting to see who are the candidates putting themselves up though.
For as the next
board president.
Leadership. Yeah, I'd very much love to see that.
You might very well see Believe in the running.
Well, the thing with Believe now in Orville is that things have been blank here for some time. That must be looked at by the people who would be thinking about voting for him.
Well, I think he would start by at least getting the Jamaican votes, unlike Dave Cameron, who didn't start with support of his own.
Who was not able to get the vote.
His own home support. So at least if Billy's starting, Billy probably would start with 2 votes.
Yeah, because Jamaicans are of such
that's an
that they're not going to go around him that way.
Right, so let's see. I never thought Skerritt had a chance against Dave Cameron. Well, Dave Cameron didn't think Skerritt had a chance against Dave Cameron.
Why something mystifying took place
and we saw we saw the result of how that will go. So who knows what will happen now?
Mystifying took place that day. Good. I don't know.
Somebody received maybe some brown paper bag somewhere.
So
so We don't know some more brown paperback may run for that WICB presidency. So we don't know.
Well, we need it, man. The cricket going further and further in the Dulles rooms.
Anyway, we're going to leave it there. So walk with.
All right, indeed. Tomorrow.
You hear when are the thing this year?
Yes. I heard.
Tell Banana, walk with Banana, man. The Tuano must turn up this year. I have my partner.
Well, what was real damaging the last time, though? Yeah?
When
you remember that, Orville?
What did that?
Or you forget, or the phone call make you forget it?
No, me get a very important phone call. What you want me to do? I was to that burn down my butt.
Okay, boy.
All right, cool.
Good.
All right. Who we have now? Sir P?
Zidane?
Yes, Sir P.
Orville.
What's up?
What name of the caller? What about Argentina? What a man know football, man?
Prince Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But I want to ask Prince Green. When Pele play at Wembley, ask Prince Green to tell Jamaica the world what Sir Al Ramsey, who was the greatest coach that time, said about Pele. Right? Just ask Prince Green what he said about that, right? The man said, we're giving kingdom for the king.
Yes.
Right? How great this man was, but anyhow, Harvey, let me ask you something. Last night I was lying down and then something come across my mind. Now, the 45 marks where football is concerned, right?
45 marks where football is
concerned. Percent where academic is concerned.
Oh, you mean Issa and the 45%?
Yeah. When some of the guys who attend school and bring glory to them school, by winning Dakasa Cup, Oliver Shield, and Manning Cup or Roper Cup and them something.
Our champs.
Yeah.
Our sunlight.
Yes. How much of them can make a living? No, I'm just referring to football. How much of them just make a living by playing football? No.
Well,
after graduating from school.
A small percentage of them get contracts to play away and thing. Go on to play national. But then when we think about it, them don't make a decent living. That's a guy who can play football through academic, enter the school through academic, and he can play football. Because let me tell you something. I remember when Derek Thompson left GSC and got over here, right? Mr. Ben Francis, me and Pebbles go down there one time because his brother did have some problem with him. And Francis said, all the glory that the guys bring to Vertec, the only man he would say and talk upon the street was Errol Barrett. He said the only man because they bring glory to Vera. And then Rupert Small. Because Rupert never go to Vera just to play football. Right? So sometimes we think about you buy them and them or whatever the case like that, they bring glory to the side. But after them stop playing and leave school, them can't achieve nothing. Some of them becomes, I don't even know what to say about them. But anyhow, Orville, shallow. Nobody know how good the man was as a vice president to Skerrit. It's difficult to say how good a vice president you are.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly so. If the man put up himself for president, right? We can't condemn because the man was working just like how Dave Cameron was working behind the scene.
Behind Julian Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah, so nobody don't know. So we not to condemn and say, well, a joke, because the man might come and win and then him surpass what Reddington Town boss name again, Dave Cameron.
Yeah.
And him ask to Reddington Town when the Dave Cameron can bring back West Indies cricket.
Bye.
Nobody else.
We leave it there, so, sir.
All right, sir, cool.
All right. We'll take our final break. We're coming back in just a little while.
With over 40 years of record service, Lock Safe and Vault Limited is your trusted security provider. Get affordable prices on a wide variety of seals, garage doors, access control supplies, magnetic lock, fingerprint, weatherproof keypads, card access system, time attendance, power supplies, and exit buttons. Professional services provided. Visit 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Problem solved with Lock Safe and Vault.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and #1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk, on Omega Radio.
All right, welcome back. Who we have? Alric?
Good afternoon, Orville and Zidane.
Yeah, man, what's up?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, man, I heard the news this morning about Shallow. And I threw Martin Ring, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Not a thing wrong with that.
And being a vice president is completely different from being the president. When you're the head of an organization, you will have more, I guess, more say in how that organization is run. So being the vice president to Ricky Scared, as Mr. P just said, we don't know how effective a vice president he was. So he may be able to I don't know how he will do it, but he may be able to do much better than Ricky Scared.
Yes.
As the president. So we have to just give the man a chance. And the man get the vote, the man have a right to throw Martin at the ring for the top job. So nothing wrong with that. And really, the Pele thing has we have been discussion since Pele Day. And that's really why I bring everything to the fore since Pele Day and them start hear some other things about Pele. But there's a myth around Pele.
Yes.
I've seen. And from a little boy I come here, the Pele call ball and kill all his brother and all them things. One whole heap of things we hear about Pele.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
As with this and your criteria. If you say you're to the man and the man has not played, and that's a fact. Pele has not played against the best teams consistently over his career.
There you go.
So for me, if you use that as a criteria, then Pele can't be the goal. Because we have not seen those players that he played against in Brazil to say they were the best defenders or the best.
Man. They want me to assume, say the man them, while they were the best in his time and he was clearly dominant in his time, they want me to assume that these players were better than Van Dijk and Ramos and Ferdinand and Vidic and these people. Me can't know that, my boss.
Especially defenders, just to see defenders to see how good they are. Or we don't have any statistics. One thing undeniable is that Pele was a great goal scorer based on his numbers.
Yeah.
And then even then, we know that a lot of Pele goals were against some teams, army team and all them things, some exhibition matches. So it is not competitive. So, but Pele has been one of the best players of the World Cup, that is without doubt. Pele is a great player. Pele has basically transcended the sport of football. Pele is well known around the world. So we not take anything away from Pele, but to put him above Messi, because we have Messi as a coach, without him playing against the best teams and players year in, year out, which Messi has done and a lot of players have done, it is really hard to justify that. So, what you're saying about Ray Hudson?
Hello?
Yeah, man,
Ray Hudson. About Ray Hudson?
St. Jacob came on the radio and was telling me about Delano Franklin's waxing lyrical about Pele.
Oh.
He was a lawyer. So I went for Ray Hudson, who played against Pele for a couple of games in the latter stages of Pele's career. And obviously he was from those days, so he would have watched a lot of Pele. He also is a coach and he's now a commentator. So he's more credible in football, in discussing football than Delano Franklin. So me go for a man and the man think Messi was without doubt the greatest of all time. So I try to St. Jacob say, no, go for no man until me win a man, say my boss. Me can't find man where I talk thing. In my field.
You can't find man where you can't say man.
Yes, indeed. So it's a waste of time that my boss. Just make your point, make your case. Put your argument together.
But relates to Ray Hudson, he's one of the best commentators, and he has been following Messi's career.
Yes.
The man commentates on the La Liga when Messi was there. And he's the man that find the word magisterial.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I describe Messi. So
yes.
The man played with Pele, he would have seen Maradona, and the man has seen Messi. And he's saying, like most of us, that Messi is a goal.
Yes. So people make it feel like if we see the whole of Pele career, we would have come to the conclusion that Pele is necessarily good. It's not necessarily true.
And even the thing that has been going around on social media about Pele is first. One of the things them is first.
All right.
There's no way knowing that Pele did those things first. Pele may have popularized some of these moves.
Indeed.
Back then. And other people have come and have copied it. Because that's how skill goes.
Mm-hmm.
You see a man do a thing, you have to practice, and you might become better at it.
Yeah, man. All right. All right, Alric.
Big up. All right, shipping port.
Yeah, what's on what?
Wagwan.
Yeah, man. Big up on yourself, man. Zidane.
Yes.
Big up yourself, my charge.
Big up.
Yeah, you know, I continue from leave yesterday. It's a schoolboy team with the match Saturday. What time was the match today? You have any idea?
I think it's 6 o'clock, you know.
Saturday busy for me more than the match. But I love that. And, you know, this morning, I think about it. Just like a movie. Watch a movie when name, a Christmas movie named Home Alone, Part 1.
Yes.
Where the woman at the plane and she said, Kevin, she doesn't remember, my son at home, Kevin.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Macaulay Culkin. You know, this morning, I get ready for the work and I talk to myself because somebody with sports and I talk to myself when I come to me, I do sports and at home in my bathroom, I'm up on the road. And let me there, I say, Cleo Clark. Cleo Clark, I think he scored a hat-trick or 2 goals in the Dakar Cup final last year. Very good player for Gavin Mathews. And Cleo Clark couldn't get a look in at the team, my brother. Cleo Clark was maybe the best central midfielder we had in the last Dakar Cup going.
Did he play all that well this season?
He was a peach of a player this season, Cleo Clark. And next player, well, that's why I said the people who pick the team, I don't think they watch all of the
well, the games I saw, I mean, he was struggling, remember?
He never struggled in the team.
Oh,
He was the player I saw from last year.
Well, there you go. So you can't kill him, man. He was nowhere close to consistently as good.
Zidane, you see the amount of good players that then leave out, we have to beat them.
No, my boss, I disagree. I don't see no glaring omission. I've seen no glaring omission from any of the teams, my boss.
Yep, what you mean, you know, then the Clarendon 20 will make the team. You think him should enter the team?
Who's the 20?
The only way that Clarendon 20 will play central midfielder played Adjis. The only way I'm going to play Saturday for Clarendon coach the team. You know?
Central defense, the central defender?
Clarendon number 20. You know, not at all. I mean, as we say, I rate schoolboy football. I mean, I don't want to say this, but I think him count him lucky start seeing that team.
No, man. No, man. I don't think no bad player was on Clarendon College team.
I tell you, man, because the team I play stuff, because the team I pass the ball.
No, I watch a lot of Clarendon College games, but I don't see the poor players on the team.
When they come under pressure, I'm telling you, when they come under pressure, they're vulnerable.
No, but remember, you're the same man who say whisper against Calabar and say whisper average in the boss. So we have to take where you say with a grain of salt. So what you saying I mean nothing to the listeners now.
What average against
No, shipping. What may I say to you? You see, what you're saying now is incredible to the listeners. Because them hear you before.
Zidane, I'm sure all this incredible. Clarendon College farmer players who go to the game stuff. Surprised when I met the team. So no, me alone.
When I hear say that you come with yourself, we don't know about that.
No, man, I don't hear say. They know
we hear say you come with brother. You hear say you come, man, all right. Man is a good player, man.
15, arguably the best box-to-box midfielder in our last schoolboy season. Never made the team.
No, didn't tell midfielder.
Man, they didn't tell 15 what that got into in the Clarendon College game?
No.
The best box-to-box midfielder in the whole competition. You know what's the game?
Me now watch the game?
Calabar have a number 7 injured in the first game. He never think he's at the team because he's injured. He only played one game.
You just call a bag of players name, boss.
Yeah, call play them. I know camp.
So who for come out?
I mean, I coach in a schoolboy.
No, my boss. You say whisper ordinary. Your credibility take a beat this season. If Kuila come again next season.
That's someone. Hear me tell you. It's the youth from Clarendon. They pick it. The two great picking a team. I love Clarendon College number 16. Coopy. Teaching a midfield. I love that youth. The central defensive midfield.
Yeah.
And every time Clarendon, I'm going to see 2 good games from the youth this Saturday. But I'm run down the starting 11. Because I'm trying to pick a starting 11 from both teams. With the Allman and
you can't. Oh, wait, we're not taking the calls tomorrow in that regard. All right, go on, quickly.
4-3-3 Manning Cup, 4-2-2 Dakar Cup. Here my Manning Cup start. One a goalkeeper and a goal. The GSC wing back, Graham. Him have a right back. Left back, I'm going to play the GSC number 4. The GSC, Blake, the under 20 player, I think was the best defender in a central defensive play. I play my wing back and play the stuff for the national team. So I'm going to use Daniel from Mona and GSC captain at the Miga. Ellis Thompson catching, the standout player in a central midfield with Wilson and Omar Reed from Stat. Up front, the 3, I have Zidane, Reed, Whisper and Stachwell. The Clarendon team, set goalkeeper and a goal for me. Clarendon, Jones, the number 4 pound wing back, superb player. Adjis in a Miga, me not too trust him neither, but me have Adjis in there with Garden from Central. Coupe, my central defensive midfield, I put him a left back. Him so good he will play anywhere over park. The Clarendon 16, Coupe.
Have you ever seen him playing left back?
No, but me tell you how good him be. Him play defensive midfield so well when me thinking can manage that position there. Nobody in our team, nobody fit the left back in the team. That is why me.
You never see a man play left back in his life, but you have put him to play left back.
The team pick why me put him there.
Shipping put you hard there for the sport in this. Continue to finish off your team.
Malachi Malachi Douglas, my baller, Olan Rodney, Hamilton, the 10 from where name the night. Me bring on the Clarendon 15 off my bench. Brocky Youth, I bring him off my bench. Me love the skillful players.
Reed, you're talking about. All right.
All right. Not get too forward. Glenmere number 11. Reed. Him and Dintil afflict. Dintil youth near afflict. If you can supply him with the ball, him put it in the back in it. Them two they up front. Reed and afflict. Town now win the game 2-1. We have Town for win 2-1.
All right, Shipping Point. Big up.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
All right, we end with
CC from Portmore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, yes. Hello?
Yeah, man. Yes, man.
Yeah, man, me hearing you, man. You know, me kind of did want to talk to the listening people in the diaspora in Jamaica. Because we know the show large, you know. Because me can't understand how a man just come on the radio, come spew so much blasphemous statement, and then turn around and say, yeah, man, me have my number 3, man. So what could you do when you deny certain things what the man do and say the man will play 2 match this so and 3 match here so and then you have a match 3? No, man, you can't have match 3, man.
What have what 3?
When in the Pele, man, you can't have Pele 3, man.
You're talking to Orville?
No, I'm not saying Orville or Zidane, man. Me I talk about the man who caught. And I say, boy, Pele only play 4 match in this competition of 2 matches so. Then when you ask him which part him have Pele, man said 3.
Did he give a number or said those were the top 3?
They say, even if him said those were his top 3.
Well, he said the reason why he has played up there is because of his impact.
No, but that's a madness. What kind of impact the man can have on the game if he won't 2 match, he might play over the top?
No, man.
And 3 matches no greatness.
CC was talking in the context of comparing him to Messi.
Messi. The man.
No, CC. He was trying to separate the greats, my boss. So him just compare the two with Messi, man. So he must say Messi, I get the edge for him. And he might use that to break it down. Him not say Pele not great, my boss.
Listen, what I say is this. Number one thing the man come and say, the Argentine club, them dominate Copa Libertadores. You see, after Pele, them win 2-time Copa Libertadores. You know what Santos do? Santos withdrew from the competition.
No, did you have more quality Argentinian clubs in that time than Brazilian clubs?
This is what I say.
No, answer the question. Did you have
more quality Argentinian clubs?
Yes.
You had quality Argentinian clubs.
No, that's not the question, CC. He made a point that more Argentinian clubs is getting to the final.
Listen what I said to you.
It is a straightforward question.
No, but listen.
Were there more... forget about Santos, my boss. Were there more Argentinian clubs than Brazilian clubs going further in the Libertadores in those days, in Pele time?
If there were more Argentinian clubs going further than
Brazilian clubs, yes.
I think more Argentina clubs won the Copa Libertadores.
And people are lying, my boss, and saying that the Brazilian clubs were the better clubs in South America at the time. And that's what the man corrected.
No, but listen to what me I say, Zidane. Because when I show you, Zidane, when me come and talk, you want to challenge me, and when Prince Green come and chat, pure rubbish,
What rubbish did he? What rubbish did he?
Listen, be a garbage, but
what was the garbage that he spoke, my boss?
Because he's defending your...
No, tell me the garbage. No. Forget about Messi, my boss.
Because Santos, listen what I say, Santos won the league 2 times, right? 1 Copa Libertadores. The man has basically attacked like Pele, no win Copa Libertadores.
Mama, you same talk rubbish, my boss. Why you're the rubbish?
Santos withdrew from the Copa Libertadores, so they never played back in the
Santos
competition.
Is one team, my boss. The point the man is making is that people were saying that the Brazilian league are the best clubs in the world, and the man point out that even in the South American Championship, the Argentinian clubs were doing better.
You know me, sure.
So I'm saying outside
that. You have a defending.
I'm not defending the man, my boss. The man, no, my boss.
Exactly.
The man correct the wrong.
So
outside, so when the man withdraw Santos, my boss, no other Brazilian club is getting to the final. It means that the Argentinian clubs overall were better than the Brazilian clubs. Why you can't understand that basic point, my boss?
Listen to me, I say. Me understand, say, you know, when you come on to it, you know, me know, say, what I know is this. If me come and me a state, you're going to take me on. But when a man come on a chat, one bag of garbage.
What garbage did he spoke?
Because he might come down to the conclusion, me say, Pele no good and Messi is
the man never said that, my boss. The man never said Pele never good. The man said Pele at top 3. You bramble pretty CC. He said Pele was top 3 all the time. What is wrong with CC?
Because me say every time you turn on the radio, some garbage. And when the man must say some
garbage. What is the garbage?
Me say garbage, the man talk.
What garbage did he talk
about? Garbage to you. Me I say to you, say even if you had 10 Copa Libertadores and Argentine clubs won 6 and Brazil club won 5, that doesn't detract from the point that say, Brazilian clubs were winning it.
No, man, he's listen, you don't understand it.
No. CC, the point is, Brazilian clubs
won it twice.
We were hearing.
Playing it. Then the man I go say, Pele never play the best players them because
He missed the man. He missed the man. He missed the man point completely.
Hold on a CC. There's a narrative that the Brazilian clubs were the best in the world in Pele's time.
Yes.
Not the Santos, but the Brazilian League, which means the Brazilian clubs. Now, if a man bring forward some stats that shows that Argentine clubs were reaching further in competitions where Brazilian clubs were also involved, then you can't say it's rubbish.
Nothing's rubbish about that. It's an excellent point.
Listen, the South American leagues, nobody never that. Let me tell you what I'm saying. Nobody never come and say the Brazilian leagues were the best league. The South American league, the man let me say.
No,
it's
not
the best
true.
leagues in the world.
Stop
South American league.
So
whosoever come and say the Brazil league was the number one league.
But that's what they were saying. That's their narrative.
Hear me, I said. It was being said that the argument about Pele's bag of goal, some people said then what was the quality of the people in the league where Pele played? And the answer to that was...
Pele was playing is a top 5 league at that point in time in the world.
No, man, we're talking in Brazil. But here what? CC, we're leaving it there so. People...
Yeah, man, because the man shot be a gap.
All right. Call of the year starts tomorrow.
Voting.
We will get a break. The voting starts tomorrow. We get a break from the regular discussions. I can't wait to see who wanna think are the best caller for the program. But want to know who wanna think. Me not no idea. As far as me concerned, no found a bramble anyway.
Is Carl alone doing?
Are
we doing the same thing?
Maybe we can look at it tomorrow. But most people are going to think about the
caller there. All right.
So start tonight. Think who your favorite caller is. The people who know them never did a listen. Don't make a friend boots enough for call. Let's not get embarrassed. This is for people who listen to the show. You don't even have to be a caller. Can't wait for tomorrow. Until then.
So long. All right. Big up the Nicholas. Big up Sean Grant. Big up Craig Manning. And big up the wonderful callers and listeners. Join us tomorrow, as Orville said, for the voting. Starts day 1.